Colby Hall is here, founding editor at Mediaite, NewsNation, contributor, on balance, resident philosopher. Colby, if during George Floyd, these were black students locked inside a library with white students outside with hoods banging to get in, it would lead every newscast tonight. It would lead every newscast tomorrow morning, every network morning show. The President of the United States would be out talking about it, as would the Vice President. And yet it's Jewish students, and I've been watching all the other cable networks. It hasn't even come up once. Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a big story, and I checked also, and I've seen a couple of websites cover it. Not many big sites yet. It is stunning. It's alarming, and it's part of a larger trend.
Colby, I'm looking on CNN.com right now. It's not there. I'm looking on NBCNews.com. I mean, it's just not there.
Well, so the story here is that there was it was a protest across all colleges in New York City. It wasn't pro-Hamas, it was pro-Palestinian protests. The video that we saw at Cooper Union, which is in Lower Manhattan, which is a sort of a progressive hotbed, shockingly, it is alarming and terrifying and should get attention. But it's in this sort of story, the media with this loves to search for nuance and ignores the very terrifying and alarming nature of the story itself. And in this instance, that there are students that were literally barricading themselves for fear of an angry pro-Palestinian mob. That who knew mob mentality rarely leads to anything good. So I don't blame those students for locking themselves into safety.
Well, no kidding. I mean, these people obviously were terrified. You keep talking about this distinction between pro-Palestinian versus pro-Hamas. All of these marches are chanting things from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. That's calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. These are not people worried about the suffering of the Palestinian people. Maybe they do, but they are also celebrating, as we've seen in all of these marches, Hamas's terror and Hamas's murder. No, but I think it's a genuine issue. Why? And we'll play the tape. We're going to play the tape of the Charlottesville marchers chanting "Jews will not replace us" versus Intifada, which is the murder of Jews. But somehow we're to believe that there's nuance in one and not in the other. Take a listen.
Intifada, Intifada. Long live the Intifada! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
The Tiki Torches led every newscast for weeks.
No, the only reason I said that they're pro-Palestinian is that's how the protests self-identified. I don't know that every protester, as you just said, were chanting pro-Hamas stuff. But your larger point, I think, stands in that there's a lot, people don't know what they're talking about. And
hold on, Colby. I understand that. And I will say that the people chanting "the Jews will not replace us" identify as Proud Boys. They don't, identify as white supremacist neo-Nazis. Most of them wouldn't tell you that's what they are. It's the media's responsibility to call things what they are, not what people self-identify as. That seems to only apply when people are marching against Jews, and I just don't get it. Or liberals marching against Jews.
I think that's it. I think it's a being kind to a progressive point of view, and the media bending over themselves to find nuance and context in a very, very complicated story. And this is, this as well as anyone, having spent all this time in Israel. This is a challenging story, and what we're seeing, and the real fault here in media, is a lack of moral clarity. There's this sort of knee-jerk reaction to go to nuance and context, when in fact there's no nuance and context to defend the sort of terrorists and atrocities that occurred on October 7th. So, and by the way, I think the way that it's been covered has done a real disservice to peace and safety for Jews around the world, because the way that the bombing of the hospital was wrongly reported, that did a lot of harm and damage, and I still think we're seeing the repercussions of that. And if your point is that the media needs to step up and cover this, we're seeing a rise of hate crimes against Jews, and that's. I would never have thought that we look like we're on the precipice of something that I never, ever thought would have happened in a society that we lived in.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.